Let's move on to GPD's wide world of sports-like stuff, because I have a question for Shipwreck. I want to get Shipwreck's take on the whole Naomi Osaka situation. How she said that she's in the French Open, and she said that she wasn't going to participate in the interviews. She was just going to pay the fines. And then the French Open changed the rules and said that you have to, I don't know what the rule, they changed the rules after she said she was just going to pay the fines. And then she's like, all right, I'm just going to not play. I'm just going to drop out. So I want to know from Shipwreck, who's a big sports fan and definitely knows more about sports than the two of me and Wombat combined, what his opinion is on the matter.
I've got mixed opinions on the matter, because I mean, clearly they want her to do the interviews, and all of sports wants the people to do the interviews because it's a big like ad for the whole sport, right? You get stories out of it, you get news clips, you get interview snippets on various websites or TV shows. It's how you promote the sport.
Sure.
Right. So there's that difficult part of it. I also think there should be clauses in there to like allow people to do it minimally if they're not feeling it. Right. Like you should have like a get out of jail pass or a hall pass or something like from time to time. I think it's part of being in the spotlight, but at the same time, like I understand that there are people that don't want to answer the same stupid questions all the time.
Has anything ever interesting really been learned? Like what percentage of the time is something interesting gleamed from one of these things? Like 1%? Like how many times can you ask the person like how they feel about winning
Well,
or
I think
losing?
part of the problem also was that she didn't like the types of questions that she was being asked.
Right. Like if they just asked her about anime, I'm sure she'd have no problem.
I think that's the problem.
Oh, they're asking about anime?
She was getting asked questions that were leaning towards being, I'll say insensitive.
Oh, I thought it was more like,
and
it's more of like a mind fuck. Like, hey, do you think you can really beat so-and-so? And like, she's, like an athlete wants to get in the right frame of mind. It's a real mental game.
The criticism I was seeing that they only seem to ask those types of questions
to women.
To women of color.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, her issue is that she's getting compared to the Williams sisters a lot and having to answer questions about that as a woman of color. Like
right. And it's like she doesn't want to have to think about that. It's like, especially not, I mean, you know what? After the whole tournament is over, ask that question. And maybe during the tournament ask her about anime.
You just don't ask the question.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like you gotta, like Shipwreck said, you gotta have some sort of like limitation in terms of like how much shit they have to do. I think
where she messed up was telling them flat out that she was just going to skip it altogether and pay the fines and let them change the rule.
Right, because
that was the mistake on her part on this. If there was a mistake, like in how things actually played out.
Right, because these guys, they're like, oh, we're not going to let this young lady like tell us what to do. We're going to show her, like these old white guys, they're not going to like put up with this shit. Like we'll stick it to her. Meanwhile, like she made like what, $30 million last year. And not much of that is from actually hitting the ball with the racket. So it's like, come on, don't be greedy assholes. Just have some compassion for all people. We're trying to get together.
Now the question comes down to whoever wins the French Open. Do they have a big asterisk next to their win because they never had to face the number one player in the world?
And did you see? No, they don't do that shit like that.
No.
But did you see?
I don't mean literally. I mean figuratively.
No one cares.
No,
because they do this every year, and it's like no one really gives a shit. But did you see that one of the players actually got injured during the press conference? During a press conference, she like hurt her foot or something, and she hit to drop out of the tournament. See, it's dangerous. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. They've got to come up with some way that they don't have to do it like 100% of the time, but you have to do it some percentage of the time, just because it's what promotes your sport. Like otherwise, if you just have a bunch of faceless, particularly in tennis, if you just have a bunch of like no personality tennis players out there, it's not going to draw the interest of the general public, right?
Right. But also, like Naomi Osaka, how many millions of people follow her on Instagram? She's got her own brand and personality. Like, people aren't really watching the press interview at the French Open to find out about Naomi Osaka's and what she's all about. They the reason why she makes so much money is because already people know what she's all about. I agree that there's going to be some press, but yeah, there also needs to be, the athletes need a little more freedom to choose what they want to when and what they want to talk about.
Does this happen in table tennis?
No, but I have some big table tennis news. I now have 2 out of the top 25 players in the world following me on Twitter. I have Liam Pitchford of the United Kingdom.
Whoa, did you say Liam Pitchford?
Yes, Liam Pitchford. And
is that Randy's brother?
No.
Is he an entertainer?
He's British. He is very entertaining.
Okay.
You might have seen a viral clip of him recently where he hits the ball behind his back. Nope, you didn't see that.
Whoa, I've never seen anyone hit a ball behind their back.
Two people sent it to me on Twitter recently. So, and I tagged him in it, and then now he's following me. And who was the other guy? Matthias Valk from Sweden. I don't know if I said his last name right.
Wow, that's like
he's
crazy.
from Rockstar Table Tennis.
He's number. No, he's not. He's number 8 in the world. The other guy, Pitchford, is number 22 or something. So it's a big deal. I have these guys' attention.
What are you gonna do with it?
We're gonna sell
them some cheap video games.
Nope, we're gonna sell them that backyard raccoon attack vehicle. They probably have some big raccoons in Sweden.